welcome back to Optional Class. This is our first ever behind the scenes. What we're going to be doing here today, you're going to get a little bit of a behind the scenes look of it, is that our 4 players here are going to be increasing their stats. If you've seen our videos before, you've watched the first 2 episodes, which if you're watching this, I really hope you have. You'll notice that when we put up the character art, the screen looks a little bit odd. We have some information missing. Notably, we have them listed at level 0 with some pretty diminished stats. The reason for that, I'll give a brief explanation here before I throw this to the players for them to discuss and let you guys see their sort of thought process as we do this, is that since our players here are all kids for the time being, I've started all of them at level 0 with only 2d6's worth of rolls to each stat. And as we play the game and as we move through this first beginning act of Act 1, I'll be presenting them the opportunities to increase stats based on things that happened in the previous episodes. So today's going to be the first one that we're going to get to do that, and you guys are going to get to see some of that thought process that goes into it in real time. So I'm going to throw this out to the players. Once again, we have with us Jude Beiter playing Andy Willow-Watcher. We have Wren Leopold playing Yarrow Arch, Rowan Beiter playing Henrietta Embers, and Adrien Weiss playing Clary Sage Truehammer. So let's throw it to you guys. This is your first time that you guys get to upgrade your stats. Remember, you each get 3 additional stat points to put anywhere you want. You can put them all in the same. You can split it up like 2 in one stat, 1 in another, or 1 to 3 stats of your choice. Based on what happened in episode 2, where are we feeling that we're going to put some stats?
Who wants to go first?
Yeah, I mean, I can go first. So if you were watching the last episode, Henry had a really powerful moment with a battle axe during the arena fight. So we were picking some weapons. Henry kind of went for something totally not what her parents would approve of, totally not what anybody would expect of her, and chose a battle axe when we were first picking weapons. And did surprisingly well with it somehow. Not totally sure what was going on there. But in the battle of the arena, there was a moment where Yarrow, her new friend, did lose a fight relatively quickly. And
didn't have to phrase it like that.
Well, but Henry, there was kind of a moment with Henry of like recognition with the kind of like parental expectations that both Yarrow and Henry are experiencing. And I feel like that moment like really translated itself as a moment of rage in Henry, and this kind of like strong protection for her friend, and like wanting to avenge her friend and like make her feel better, and she kind of went all out on this other guy with that. It didn't work, but did it.
She tried, and that's what matters.
She tried, and that's what matters.
It's the thought that counts.
I think what Henry really learned in that moment was like that strength can be really important and is really important. So I'm very much, I think, leaning towards putting at least 2 of those 3 points in strength, and then potentially 1 for constitution, because she did kind of overexert herself in that moment. And working with Alphagor after the fight, sort of had to learn how to balance that outward momentum with the ability to stand strong and like not let it overtake her.
Mm-hmm. I'd also gotta say, I feel like Constitution is so fitting after the confrontation with her mom, able to fucking being able to be the one who wins that, kind of. That feels like a con thing to me. I know it could be everything else, but that feels like con saving throw to not just pass out during that.
Like the intensity of that pressure.
Yeah, like that's not even charisma, that's not wisdom or strength, that takes Constitution.
Totally Constitution there.
Purely even just like numbers wise, if you did 2 in con and 1 in strength, that might have the biggest impact, like metagaming wise.
Metagaming wise.
I think
where's the fun in that?
I do think
you considered fun.
Here's the thing.
Never heard of it.
I think Henry did learn the importance of like Constitution and like standing strong. I also think Henry is somebody who is just going to kind of go full force, and I really don't think Henry would think long enough to be like, oh, it's more important to like balance the like ability to stand, to like give yourself the ability to like control that momentum.
Yeah.
I think she would just go for the momentum and like
Who needs a strong
back,
foundation?
be like, oh shit,
Big
wait,
span.
I kind of need that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
makes a lot of
that
sense.
makes
I
a lot
like
of
it.
sense. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Andy? What's Andy feeling?
My boy.
I
My
think
precious boy.
Andy's definitely gonna put at least 1 point into strength on that like move, that choice to like kind of set aside the rapier, the smaller weapon,
Mm-hmm.
and like take up the halberd kind of like his dad. I think he's definitely, and then doing well with those rolls for the most part. I think he's gonna definitely put at least 1 point in strength, and also like I think probably 1 point in strength and the other 2 in wisdom. I was rolling like fire on like insight and related checks, and then like I tried.
That makes a lot of sense.
Andy is trying really hard to be very like emotionally aware.
Andy
of his friends.
shows
Yeah.
a lot of like
Very-
emotional maturity.
Andy,
in
for
this
a
box.
10-year-old,
Mhm.
very wise.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
wise 10-year-old.
Yeah, so I
Are
definitely
you bumping
think
up to a 14?
I will have a 14 in wisdom,
Oh my
a
God.
12 in strength, and
Shit.
a 14 in dexterity.
Okay.
Approve.
Okay.
Wow.
And Clary, what are you feeling?
Yeah, well, last session we obviously had the arena fight, and Clary did pretty well. After
destroyed.
well, so
Clary's
after
ready.
trying out these sort of strength-based, weapons in the training yard and having some truly awful rolls confirming her low strength stat, that is not meant to be. I think Clary really came into her own with the rapier, and like she actually like can she does have some physical capability. So Dex is definitely somewhere that I'm considering putting at least 2 points. I think because that was a huge point of this, and also this sneaking around in the cookie heist, and I think Dex for sure. But I'm also looking at charisma because of that intimidation check specifically.
That's a good one.
She's made a friend. She's gained a lot of confidence with this arena thing. And this is probably the first time she has ever been seen by anyone as a threat.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Also-
so I'm thinking 2 dex, 1 charisma.
The charisma also works really well with like the really sweet moment you have with Andy at the end of last
That's
episode.
true.
Yeah.
She
Like just like
bumped
it
up in
works off the
emotional
dice and
intelligence.
the role play, and I love
Yeah.
it so much.
Yeah, she's
I
working
feel
on her
like
emotional intelligence a little.
Andy's growing wisdom and Clary's growing charisma are really like bumping off of each other in productive
Yeah.
ways.
Oh my
so
gosh,
sweet.
dynamic duo.
Yeah, it is
The
nice.
baby.
The cinnamon rolls.
It's cute because you guys are also like you're the 2 youngest. You guys came in like as the closest friends.
The 2 age groups are the cinnamon rolls and the disappointments.
Wow,
Maybe
that's really harsh.
you-
I mean, it's
said it.
true. Our parents hate us.
Yeah.
They love us.
Maybe
They're just
Andy
disappointed in
needs
us.
to focus his new emotional intelligence.
You
skills.
just
He
you
will
don't
need
you
it
don't
more.
ever pick a class. You just go. You're like, I'm actually gonna get a master's degree in therapy.
There you go. And finally, Yarrow. What's Yarrow thinking?
So I've done some thinking. I think I'm gonna do the same deal as Clary, where first off, I think I'm going to bump my dex up by 2. I think Yarrow had very interesting dex moments that just felt, even though I didn't have the best rolls. I mean, I had some at the very beginning of the arena. My highest rolls were at the start of the arena in dex with both initiative and the drawn first blood, essentially.
Yeah.
It's fine. We've rolled the bad out of your dice.
Yeah, you've blessed my dice after those last few sessions. But it felt very important that Yarrow had such an intense moment with Adrien, and even just internally of deciding between the rapier and the scimitar, where it feels like somehow the dex is really representing right now that sort of internal struggle, because the dex could be used with her rapier and with the fencing lessons she has learned and with the dancing she has learned and all of that, but it could also be used in this more fun way she is learning. And so I think it gives me a little more wiggle room to play around. And then I'm also going to bump my charisma by 1 because even though that doesn't change my modifier at all, it feels right that Yarrow is becoming a bit more charismatic, not enough to change outcomes yet. But it's been 1 day that she has been around people her age. She's never really done that outside of a very formal, like, ball setting. And
you made
so
4 friends in 1 day.
I know,
That's
it's
a lot.
exhausting.
It's
So
truly
many
exhausting.
friends.
Are we counting
Ezekiel?
I was thinking you were counting Adrien.
My friends.
Because I feel like Adrien counts a bit more.
I think Adrien counts as a friend, yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's
Everybody's
like
friend.
it's very foreign to Yarrow to get along with people her age, and I think even though she had a huge confidence knock in the arena, by getting the first person out, but being the next person out instantly was really awful for her. But she like had support afterwards, and she was able to like. Yes, she is still a bit of the like ugly duckling in conversation, a bit, but she's doing better than she ever has. I just think that in the end the roles reflected Dex a bit more than charisma, so that's why I'm upping that one by 2 instead.
Well, and frankly, also like learning to take failure or what would be seen as failure or something like not going perfectly and just taking that resiliently, like taking it on the chin and being like, okay, this doesn't actually define me, and maybe I can do better.
That would be great if she ever reached that, but she's not.
This is
why
maybe
I'm not
like little hints of it. Little hints of that.
No, I know exactly what you mean. I also now
But-
officially don't have a negative in Dex anymore.
That
So
is
I won't be subtracting from my rolls. I will just be adding nothing to them.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was
for
hoping
nobody's shock, I have negative modifiers to intelligence and wisdom.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Surprise,
What
surprise.
is? I'm just curious. I know the audience knows this. What are everyone's stats right now?
So I've got a 6 in strength, so that's a -2 modifier. A 14 in dex now, which formerly a 12, now a 14. 12 in constitution, 12 in intelligence, 12 in wisdom, and a 7 in charisma now. So my modifier didn't change, but maybe with more like work and personal
That's
growth.
why I love the one just making it the modifier doesn't change, but you know there's growth.
Yeah.
There's
It's
growth.
still different.
There's growth,
No,
yeah.
I have an 11 in strength, 12 in dex, 11 in con, 9 in intelligence, 9 in wisdom, 13 in charisma.
Okay. I've got 5 in strength, which makes a lot of sense.
Oof.
Now 11 in dexterity,
Ooh.
not 9. 11 constitution, 14 intelligence, 11 wisdom, 13 charisma.
I have 12 strength, 14 dex, 11 constitution, 11 intelligence, 14 wisdom, and 10 charisma.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
have 20s in everything.